Yeah, so one of my favorite sayings is it's not the big that eats the small, but it's the fast that eats the slow. Progress over perfection is the absolute holy grail to your success. You need to move the ball forward at all times. It may not look pretty at times, but you just keep moving that ball forward, hard and fast, right? And some of the people that follow have been victims of perfection and zero progress, right? And so their businesses haven't gotten out of the gates and they wonder why. So Apple's a great example. They're a global leader. They're the most valuable brand in the world, and yet they release updates. And then 24 hours, they release a new update to patch all the bugs and holes that they've got in the first release. Does that make sense? So I think we're on like iOS 13 or something stupid like that. And it's like 24 hours after 13 launches is iOS 13.1. And then 1.2, 1.3, so on and so forth. And that's a case of progress over perfection, right? They were at one stage $1 trillion company. You would expect they would get it perfect in order to, for it to go out. But what's happening is they're progressing. They're progressing, chip, 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 chip. And if you look at where we're at today with iPhone versus iPhone 1, worlds apart. Yeah, so I think perfection, there's a couple of things. To a lot of people, what they've developed, whether it's a product, a service, an experience, it ultimately becomes like a piece of art, even though I don't declare myself an artist. But I'm a perfectionist when it comes to my buildings. But I can tell you, I haven't got it right 100% of the time. And so a lot of people get stuck in that's like, what's this gonna say about me if I release this and it's not right? But the way the world's moving is so fast, right? So fast. We're talking about companies that come up with a technology stack that undoes a 100-year-old company. Or you talk about Instagram, who got bought for $1 billion, has a television feature within its service that is now people are cutting the cord, right, from their service providers. Progress over perfection is the absolute holy grail to your success. You need to move the ball forward at all times. It may not look pretty at times, but you just keep moving that ball forward, hard and fast, right? If you fail to do that, it's not the big that eats the small, but the fast that eats the slow. I had a phone call earlier this week from someone who I have the utmost respect for. He's a CEO of a very large company, and I messaged him. I said, everything okay? I was expecting some information from him. We spoke on a Wednesday. He said I'd have it Thursday. It was Friday, 5:30. And I messaged him, everything okay? Like, are we on track? And he calls me. He's like, didn't we speak Wednesday? I was like, yeah, but you said you'd have this stuff Thursday. He's like, Toby, your speed, just so you know, is abnormally fast. He's like, we're getting onto it, and like we're like minutes away from sending it to you, but like your speed is just like out of control. And so it's in our DNA here to go really fast. We will refine and deliver perfection later. But it's critical that we get out and we get people using our product, getting the feedback, because the next thing that we need to talk about is the progress aspect of it is really important to get feedback from people that aren't your mom or your dad or your sister or your brother, right?